Tonight, welcome to the Frontline. It's Thursday, 15th of March, and tonight my guest, I have to say good night, Janice. Janice is not in tonight. She's actually off for the night. She will be back next Thursday. And tonight my guest is Kathia Chandler. Keitha. I'm sorry. You see, I'm thinking so much the English line. You see what's going on with me?
Yes.
So what's going on, girl?
I'm fine. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Trinidad and Tobago. Good night, PP family. Hi, everyone. It's nice being here.
Yes, and tonight's topic is the struggle for survival in TNT. It's a painful reality for economically challenged. And we're going to just have a quick discussion as to what we're dealing with presently on the ground in Trinidad and, what are the possible solutions that we can roll out in bringing some level of sanity to the citizens of this country. So once again, welcome Trinidad and Tobago, the world, peppers all over the place. We're on the front line. So, Keitha, my goodness. Well, I know that you're. I have to say you can identify to the grassroots of the country, and what's your take on what's happening on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago right now, presently? We're in 2018, and we have an administration in office for over 2 years, and crime is basically getting totally out of control. Spending power is almost at zero. Tell me.
Well, it had ever since. It had since back then. The crime situation we see, and it was getting worse ever since. Again, was it even more. It's terrible now. I can't take it. It's too much pain. Trinidad is crying with too much pain, and people not getting to realize the root cause of where we reach. And this is not a yesterday thing or my childish 20 years and turn to that life and whatnot. It is a generational thing that starts from 1, from 2, and it started spread. Now it's out of control. And like nobody not taking it on, people trying to die. And I hate to see youths, the generation just going on. I don't like to see people just put on a white jersey and everybody just RIP. But the RIPs come like nothing. These is human beings. A system created that bring them to this, and look, we lost in them. Most people say don't blame the government for everything. I will put it like this: if the government doing something good and showing progress and the people, you will see it from the people. You will see it from your country. And if your country have a lot of crime and everything not working, hospital in a mess, the age can't go in the hospital, senior people can't go in the hospital, young people can't go in the hospital, people praying not to go in the hospital. You pay now, can't even buy certain basic things in the grocery, which you will have to shrink down, minimize on your family belly.
Yeah.
Cut your children off of certain things which by now they're supposed to be having the luxury of, which is not your fault. Like time you put yourself in a situation where you will sacrifice. Now you have to do 2 sets of sacrifice. The government sacrifice and yours.
But I want to just touch when you said that you can't blame the government.
No, I said it will have people say that you can't blame the government.
Right, and you would say those people are whom? That's the grassroots, that's the people who follow blindly, or... Because at the end of the day, the real true purpose of government is for the well-being of the people, of the citizenry.
That is true. So you see, the well-being is not taken care of, so the government not doing the job, apparently.
Correct.
Because everybody complaining in some way or the other. Even if your family not die by crime, you're complaining about food. If it's not food, you're probably complaining about the road.
Right.
Everything have an issue, everybody complaining one way or the next. Everywhere you turn is a complaint. So how come the government doing good? If you're doing that good, people are supposed to be seeing progress. You're not supposed to be hearing what's going on with Tobago. Tobago is really hurting me right now. I'm feeling like it's a semi-veni.
Yeah. And Trinidad and Tobago really and truly you know, we have to stand for our sister isle. What's happening on the ground in Tobago right now is not cool at all, and we can't say that we're a twin republic and we're one people under one flag, we're one nation, and we have a large portion of our population on our sister isle that is suffering right now. And again, it's because of the incompetence of the people who are in charge. You know, I mean, really and truly. And I feel that pain you're talking about right now. Because as the days go by and you hear more and more of what is happening in Tobago and the level of inefficiency, the level of problems, I mean, it's almost never ending, and you're wondering, you know, where is the end game to this? Where are the real solution that's going to fix this problem? Not putting a plaster on it, but literally fixing the problem. I mean, we're spending $400 million on a highway going to nowhere right now. We could not have budget for a properly outfitted, brand new boat from the factory, from the shipbuilding company, that's specifically designed for what it is we're looking for, what it is we need as a nation.
What I would like to say on this, I would like Trinidad to hear the reality of this. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And if Tobago crying, Trinidad supposed to be crying. Tobago is in a state. This is part of us. When we see in places like Syria getting bombed up, Venezuela, and we see little posts, people digging in dustbin. We are here in Tobago crying. They're crying, they don't have things not coming to them. And we're not feeling that pain because we have Him. We don't have to jump on a boat to go to get certain things. So you're not feeling that pain. It's like forget Tobago. You can't forget Tobago. It's part of us. The same way you want to cry for Syria and wish we could stand up to help them, we had to stand up for Tobago. This is not us alone. We need Tobago and Tobago need us. This is two of us. And I find right now, Trinidad's supposed to be, if this happening to Tobago, who is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Where are he from? Why he not crying? I would have been crying. I should have been hearing him more, standing up, at least defending nothing. You're not getting nothing. Watch Tobago. We have loved ones in Tobago. Why Trinidad just leaving it like this? Why we not standing up? People, at least let me come out and stand up for ourselves, stand up for betterment. For we country, look how long is years. We talking about before parents go through a struggle. Them go through the struggle and we still taking the struggle. How much struggle we had to go and get. So when we will reach the success, when we will reach the betterment, you watch your grandparents and them go through the struggle, you know how hard it is, why it's still hard, until we going back to basic.
The third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere.
In 2018, in 2018, you still see people toting water on their head.
Yeah, it's madness.
If your grandparents or great-grandparents or foreparents drop now, they'll want to know what was the education that we get. Because they feel like they come back in the same place that they live. We ain't reach better. How better we reach? We have more guns. Them don't know what is that. They will swear it's hunting. They don't know what this is. What we bring our life to. What Trinidad really come to. A daycare zone that we don't mind who die and we don't mind who chop up and we don't mind nothing. We don't care no more. It's not affecting me. This is what we reach. Why people play with us is years, 56 years of torture and we didn't reach no way. But the people who we put there, we are hearing them with billions. We are seeing high food prices. We are seeing the money at even self. At least let us have a nice hospital. We could go and get medication. People feeling to get sick to go in the hospital. First it's nice. Why don't have that? Why not even that it have? What about the senior citizens? What did the people of Trinidad and Tobago ever do, anybody in government, to make them treat the people of Trinidad and Tobago like this? With all this money they spend, if they give every citizen the rightful share what is due to them, I believe everybody would have been blossoming now. We would have never known what is crime. Because when you see a having, who haven't already looked at thief unless you're greedy and evil?
Well said.
If I have a big flat screen TV at 52 inch, you would not come to thief mine because you could afford one, you have one too. Everybody have it equal. We go with the times. You cannot have people still living back in the basic days and telling them sacrifice and live like that still.
Yeah, the year is 2018.
In this time, Trinidad no. Only can know.
Third wealthiest economy in the Western Hemisphere.
It have too much smart people in Trinidad. We have too much, and it's time people know what is being taken for a fool.
No, but you know, at the end of the day, it's 50 plus years we're dealing with this, and Trinidad and Tobago, look, we are not asking you to approve personalities. We want you to understand the policies that's being rolled out and how it can benefit the nation on a national level. That's where we want to have the conversation go. We don't want to go into the whole bacchanal, who said this, who said that, who did what, how much years ago, from what they look. Trinidad and Tobago, look, we like the bacchanal, we like to get we teeth sunk into the meat of things, you know, we like that. But Trinidad and Tobago is at a point right now where we just may not have any return. And we have a chance to bring real change. This is a party fabricated not by anyone behind closed doors pulling strings and dictating any pace. The pace being dictated is what the people say the pace should be. And you have to come, know the party, read the policies, ask the questions, see how the mechanism works, and be a part of, because this nation is not just mine, it's not just Ms. Chandler's, it's not any of the PEP members, it's Trinidad and Tobago's citizens. This country is ours. We are to be beneficiaries from this land. We are to be safe. We are to have proper health care. We're supposed to have proper job opportunities, proper education, you know, a chance to be able to have a piece of the pie, owning our own home. We're talking about minimum wage earners being able to be qualified to own their own homes. What about that is not a no-brainer? What about that has any of the other institutions, such as the PNM or the UNC, brought to the table? I hear PNMites talk about, well, if it wasn't for the PNM education, I wouldn't have had this, I wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't have gotten here, I wouldn't have gotten there. Well, you know what? We just came out of a time of slavery, of a major level of segregation, and we got independence, and unfortunately the people who had this power in running our country without truly having, well, then again, I'm sure they had their people behind closed doors pulling strings and so on. But look, the fact of the matter is that we are several years down the line, several administrations down the line. It's simply for us to make the change. The people need to make the change. We don't need to have somebody come and dictate that changes to be this way. We are telling you, we have formulated a plan to move the country forward. Come down to 19 Stanmore Avenue every noon on a Saturday and see the plans, question the plans, see how it works. Educate yourself as to how we can move this country forward. Because again, you're going to have PNM coming to the limelight, you're going to have UNC coming to the limelight, they're going to stand up on a stage, they look all plush like royalty and speaking down to the people. They are dictating the pace as to where they are taking this country with very vague information, not giving you any level of detail as to X, Y, or Z. Trinidad and Tobago, you know, we've created this program to give the nation information and to give you an opportunity to have that information where you can outsource or come down and get more information. That's what we're here for. You know, Keitha is here to bring light as to what is happening down on the ground, because a big portion of the middle class and even the 1%ers truly have no real idea as to what's going on the ground. I mean,
the ground fed up. The people on the ground fed up. They fed up by the crime, they fed up the average person, they just tired. Things not working, things never work for the man on the ground. Nobody ever studied the man on the ground. The only time they think about the man on the ground is when it's election time.
Right.
This is what we've been living with all our life. We trust no one, the people on the ground trust nobody. Everybody we already know. Don't feel we don't know, they just come and lie to us. Don't feel we don't know, they just come and fool us to get our votes. But at the point in time, people didn't have a choice. Right? But we are tired. We want betterment. We know we deserve betterment. They want to stand up. We want to stand up. But the people have to, they're not hearing about PEP policies.
Right.
And to me, it had to have things in PEP that clicking with plenty people in Trinidad. Everybody. Certain things, the job opportunities, the home, the health care, the way they tell you things, the truth coming out, you're seeing, sometimes it click. You might be in your own little conversation home and like how I came across and get to know about the PEP and saw Mr. Philip and listen to him and saying, but this is sense, but I say this already to myself, like this person talking to me. So you click and that's what make you start to listen and realize, yes, this is what I would like to see. If I could get this and you tell me you could give me this, I don't want nobody tell me nothing again. I go in there. I know coming to see what you've proven to me what you could do. Because you said this is where it went and take to do this. And this is what I want. I would love this. I would love to know all we want is a proper running country. People that say Trinidadians have handouts. It may be handouts, but it have the ones who want to work. They want the opportunity to work and want to know when they want to work, they can reach somewhere else. They can elevate themselves.
Right.
Children coming out of school with passes and cannot go no further. They naturally see before they come out of school. They can't get no further. They hoping a family and we probably have money and send for them. They hoping a little break. They probably hoping they do good in cricket and somebody see them and they make it. That is all. But they don't have nothing where they could come out and write. Jobs out here. You're looking good. No, it's not like this no more. People saying find work. You hear thousands and hundreds of people getting lose jobs. It already had people without jobs. So that's another step add on. Then it had different qualifications and all these things. What going on with you till now coming from school? And when they come out, you're making it harder because you want experience. How do I gain experience? And somebody had to give me the first hire.
Correct.
For me to gain that experience, why you putting so much pressure on the youths? They're making things hard. The youths want to move on, but the way how the system have it, they pat it on to that they give up. It's like, you know, here what this is the level I reach in life. Where's the sense? You don't know you're not going nowhere. The most people get out is if they get opportunity. You see that opportunity? You just wish you get it. You just want. Alright, everybody know about the town life. What about the people in the country? There are people miles away from here cannot come in town. They don't have no KFC, they don't have no line life, they don't have nothing. They don't have no, in other words, I'm trying to say nothing that bringing jobs in the area. They don't have no big grocery or supermarket. Anybody thinking about them? Nobody does study them. They might be able to come down. Some people will come to town once a month to do a major shopping and back up. Who just study them? But somehow when it's election time, they just find them. These people had the same road for the past 30 years. Nothing in do. Living in the same situation because why? You don't have work in the area to elevate yourself. Some probably don't even come out with proper education. They didn't have nobody to help them to go to further because the transportation wise alone is a pressure. So you're stuck. You stick right there.
Right.
You will be an adult soon. What will you do? We don't have jobs. They say come to town, the money and thing to reach the town. Sometimes you have to work a whole day. Half of that day going in transportation. And you still have to live.
Well, again, the people, it is too hard because, you know, you're not, the population don't have spending power. They don't have spending power. Trinidad and Tobago, we do not as a nation have spending power. End of story. End of story. We wonder why things are inflated, why things are so expensive, why we have no value on the dollar. I mean, really and truly, it's a system that they designed this way. And what we're saying is that the PEP, we want to scrutinize everything. We want to create proper transparency, proper accountability. Because if you have no hemorrhaging, of almost 2/3 of the economy going into financiers and contractors and whomever's pockets. If you were able to apply that extra 2/3 of what is lost in the economy, guess what? We have a nation that would forge forward tenfold. We can reach first world status in almost no time at all. Once again, the mechanisms are in place for proper accountability and transparency, for people to be accountable for the positions that they hold, for the jobs to actually be done. How hard is that? How hard is that? We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We do not need to reinvent the wheel. And there's nothing that Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa can say to say that you can be possibly convinced that yes, we can allow you to take the country forward because you had a chance. The chance was there. There was 5 years. You had major support. It was a coalition, for crying out loud. You had an overwhelming support. So why is it laws did not change? Why is it we did not evolve? Why is it we are still dealing with corruption? We are still dealing with rogue officers. We are still dealing with a porous border. We are still dealing with a broken education system. We are still dealing with a broken healthcare system. I mean, really, Trinidad and Tobago, oh my goodness. Because I have a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, family and all walks of life, that is coming up to me and asking all sorts of ridiculous questions about Mr. Alexander this and Mr. Alexander that. It's not about Mr. Alexander. It is about moving the bloody country forward to first world status and making everybody live well.
Exactly.
Giving people spending power. I had somebody else ask, why is it the Peppers are always angry? You want to know why? Because we are being taken advantage of.
Yes.
We are taken advantage of. So what the hell is there for us to be happy about? Tell me.
We are to see everybody die. You have nothing to be happy. You know it is, yes, your parents, you and all guys will be just stand up with our parents go through hell. They stand up for us. They were slaves. That is torture already. Why go through this level of torture still? If your country has so much, you just hear it have. If they put things in place and they stop thieving all the money or spending it wrongfully, or however they want to put it, because I don't understand how you could take a teacup and say it's $5.
That's right.
And when I hear about it, it's 2.something million for a teacup.
Tell them.
It hurts me.
This is not a woman who have no master's degree.
I get others. Why we letting them take us for fools?
Thank you.
Why are we doing this? Trinidad, you have that strength in you. You have the power and you have to stand up. Stand up meaning you're not choosing like I's an Indian or I's an African and then I's this and them is die hard and your own and this. No, you don't have that because when you watch, whether red come by your door, when they get there, you still etching your nenen. But you're hearing things nice with them after they get your vote. When the yellow come to your door, they take it the same way and you're hearing here coming and fetch your nenen again. So it makes no difference. All they need is your vote and then to hell with you until the next 5 years. You going in front of the door and they don't want to hear you. Why? And you wanted my vote. I believe the vote that a person is worth for the $500 we will get for to vote or to do work, or it is about 30-something cents a day we worth for the next 5 years. This is where you worth 37 cents, or I believe it's around that, roughly that.
Yeah, some ridiculous.
And this is what's like, I get a free $500 and a jersey, line up in just to vote for them, and all you worth is 37 cents a day. That is your worth, and in the end, billions leaving your country and going, and you're not seeing where your money going. Trinidad, we deserve better. Bad as it is, we deserve better. Whatever you have now, I believe you deserve 10 times that. You could have reached more further if things was running right. Stand up for the right thing. Stand up to save your country. Stand up for yourself and your children. They're dying. We're going downhill. Studying party foolish politics. We cannot study that no more. Because you're going to say the red teeth, you're going to say the yellow teeth will run. When we talking to women, we just tell them, stand up. We don't stay in an abusive relationship. You're giving them all the advice they need not to stay in an abusive relationship. Why are we still in an abusive relationship with the two? What's going on with us? We are being battered. One giving us bone and one chewing it up and spitting it out. And we rather run back for bone. And it's a whole chicken them eating. Why? Why we willing to accept less and believe this is what we worth? It have people comfortable, they just don't care no more. But the ones who want more, the ones who feel they're fed up and had enough, stand up. It have other people waiting. Stand up. The moment you get up in the morning and you read the papers and go, look, you see me, I'm fed up at this voice, I start crying, that is enough to stand up.
That's right.
That is enough to stand up. When you say you can't take it again, that's enough to stand up. Don't say you can't take it again and when they tell you stand up. Who to put? That don't make sense. So when we know who to put, we definitely don't want those two for days when we reach having those two. We want to move on. We want to know what it have nicer than this. We hear it have nicer things. We want part of that.
That's right.
We want to hear it don't have, how to put it, everybody is humans. Nobody imperfect. But you cannot give somebody 56 years of opportunity to better us and we worse where we going back to basic. Why are we going back? It's supposed to be forward ever, backward never. You don't look back. Leave the abusive relationship and move on for betterment. One way to know. You get the opportunities you ask for. You say you want a better country, you want them to stop thief, you would like to get a good government, you want this, you want to try and get good education. Everything you ask for, that you believe would have made your country better and you could see progress, you are getting it in the PEP. So what is your problem in standing up? Why look for petty issues? Why study how somebody look and how somebody song, but they have the solution? Why? Why do that? This is what we want as a country. Somebody who will stand up for the man on the ground. Without us, none of them on top, they can't reach there. And that's what we have to know. They cannot reach nowhere without us. So why we feeling we can't reach nowhere without them? They can't win without our vote. And if we don't like how you're treating us, be holding this and putting it to somebody who's giving us better. And don't come to Mama Gaius. We don't want that no more. If I could get them to sign a contract with me and sign before they even go for election that we promise to do all these things, and if we don't, vote us out as they do the first touching of the money and the thing go right, vote.
But guess what? They don't even have to wait for next election. One of the first laws is recall.
Exactly.
One of the first
and
laws
that.
is recall Trinidad and Tobago and understand how this thing works. There's going to be a period of time where each person who is holding a public office will be reviewed. At the start point of that, there are certain goals that must be identified. And by the end tenure of that time that they have to be reviewed, we need to know and see how much of that was done, how much wasn't, and what is possibly needed to complete the actual task. Now, if we see a level of incompetence, again, if the people from the constituency are seeing that, there must be a law where you can get rid of an individual and have that person replaced if it's gross neglect towards the position or portfolio. You know what I mean? Look, you know whether someone is doing a job or if they are not doing a job. If they're capable of handling the portfolio or if they are not capable of handling the portfolio. But yes, we're giving everyone a chance. Everyone will have that open opportunity to do so, and you will have all the resources at your fingertips in order to get the job done. But if the job is not done, there's obviously a major issue and problem taking place. And we are not in the business to bring people to suffer, for no one to suffer. You see what's going on in Talparo, Lohoketa there? It was a very long time that constituency did not have true representation. They did not. They didn't. And you ask the residents of La Hopita right now what has been done for them for the last 2 years. And each and every one will tell you nothing. In fact, we weren't going to actually do a call-in, but you know what? Trinidad and Tobago coming down in the next few minutes, we're going to actually have a call-in. That number you're going to call would be 688-4012. Again, that number would be 688-4012. 4012. Anybody from Talparol or Hocketa, call and tell us if the PNM or UNC has done for your constituency, for your area, for people in your neighborhood. Let us know, because the census we've done is that everyone is unanimous. No one has had anything done. So again, this is rampant, not just in Talparol or Hocketa. It's every constituency is dealing with different woes across the board, and these are issues that's supposed to be non-existent. It's not now we're dealing with flooding, and yet we still can't rectify that problem. Really? It's 55 plus years and 11 administrations, nobody on an island, which is a dot on the planet, cannot figure out a proper system to prevent flooding, where we could retain our rainwater and use it in the dry season. I mean, there's so many things, there's just so many things. And look, Trinidad and Tobago, again, I have voted PNM in the past. I have voted UNC in the past. Listen, PEP is something fresh, it's something new. I came to this organization and I scrutinized it from the bottom up. You know what, again, we're not here about personality. You know, everybody has their own way, everybody has their own environment that they grew up in and own experiences and so on. So you know what? We are not here to try to make friends with anyone. We are here to get a job done. We're here to create policies that work, that actually work. Not giving excuses or hoping for the best. We are fabricating things from the ground up. In fact, so we've basically identified the sector in the citizenry that's most affected by poverty, which is the lower class. It's the people who are living below the poverty level. Short-term solutions. With a PEP administration, we can go into, again, you've heard Philip talk about drilling the money down to the constituent. If there's any projects, it's 41 constituencies, and every constituency have things that needs to be done. Getting into office within the first few months, we are going to have a proper census and a proper audit of everything across the board in every constituency, knowing, as the Trinis would say, we macro in everything. Simple. We macro in everything, and we want to know everything to the T. So this way we know how monies need to be dispersed. We know how to fabricate a proper budget, giving proper accountability, and as well creating systems to have proper transparency. It's a simple solution, you know. So the man who running the country right now with a doctorate in front of his name, and the woman who is running the opposition, don't be fooled, Trinidad and Tobago. These are not issues that you need a rocket scientist to fix. Common sense is the key element here. Common sense. Alright? So, short-term solutions towards helping the constituents, programs, anything that needs to be built, roads, box trains, hospitals, police stations, you name it. Again, Philip has said many times before, contractor must be basing from the constituency. The employees of that contractor should be basing from the constituency as well. Again, drilling the money down to the ground, man, down to the ground. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And again, we want to create systems where we can now identify an individual's skill set. I am wondering. We're not going to accept call just yet. In fact, in the next 5 minutes. So I'm sorry. So if you are calling to come on to the show, give us a couple more minutes. We're going to give you the heads up actually when to call. So just give us a few minutes, and yeah, we're going to be giving you a heads up on that. So anyway, long-term solutions. We'll look now. That is just one drop in the bucket where short-term solutions are concerned, because again, we're running out of time. We don't have enough time to do this, because this will be several hours, because there's several different things that's coming out, and it's all in depth detail. And again, you want to find out more, come down 19 Stanmore Avenue every Saturday at noon, Trinidad and Tobago. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the whole process and everything, people, Trinidad, I live in here, and I believe that have good people still living inside of here. And I believe it's time the good people stand up, come out, don't hide, because the bad elements mash us up. Come out, stand up. You want a better country. You want things to work for your children. You don't want that when you leave and go, like how we grandparents and parents did not know we would have ended up like this because of the choices probably they made. They had no other choice. And look where we reach. If we reach like this, put your next 10 or 20 years under the same way we're going, still choosing the same people who have us like this and continuing down that road, where are we going? So are you waiting to start to see now we're hearing little murders taking place with 10-year-olds with guns shooting up different places? Because it's going down, it will reach them eventually. Why we waiting until it reach drastic to make that stand? We had to live here, people, we can't run. Even if you turn and you see, right now, it starts with the crippling with the forests. It's as if they planned to make sure that when it's time for you to run, you can't run much because no forests. So if you feel you will eventually pack up and run, it have those who can't, and it have problems for you too. We had to stand up, we had to fight for our country. This is our life dependent. This is why people play games with our life here. They're not feeling our sufferation. Do you see they on the ground here? They don't know nothing about what's going on with us. They only hearing and they're picking what they want to hear. We are feeling it on the ground. People, if you still could enjoy a little beer and a time and lime and whatever, fine. It have those who can't. It have those who never could. But you didn't see them. It have people who need help. Stand up for your country. Stop studying party and politics. I really don't care about this party politics thing. I want somebody to eventually fix here. I am tired putting the same people to do something and expect different, and you don't get it. You get promises right through years of promises, nothing good and come out of it.
Yeah, much more.
And our promises are comfort of a fool. We just tell our children that you cannot take something and go by a baby and hand him take it back, hand him take it back. They're going to eventually walk away or get fed up or get vexed because they find it taking them for a fool. Why are we playing mini man right through and going the same way? Why are we doing that with ourselves, with our generations, with our children? These youths is dying. It's 20 years. There's a whole generation grow up and reach adult and look, they're dying out. This is your legacy dying. Your legacy falling before your eye. How you want yourself to live on when your children dying before you and they're not even getting to multiply for you to live on. This is your generations. This is not their children dying. This is not them feeling the pain in the grocery. They don't know nothing about that. What they have in a month, it takes some people a year to make. They choose this way. Not everybody choose this way. If you have a system that was made for you to reach like this, how you choose that way. Some people get out and be successful and glad and thankful and come and show their success and show where they grew up from in the ghetto and look me into a criminal. Fine, good. Don't boast on that. Come and motivate somebody. Come and help somebody. That little help, you don't even know what that might do to that person. I try. Anybody know where I land? I helping somebody. I used to live in Laventille and I had a woman with about 9 children. 7 girls and 2 boys. The 2 boys, I think one was the baby. And they had to see about them children. Called the mother in the life. And they used to pass and I used to see them and I asked who is them and they said there's somebody children and I said wow, because they went by people and you know one will lift up one, the other one will hold one and they in steps and they going. Who in the system know about them? Who been walking around doing a little social work to find out about people in the community to see who depressed and to deal with these things? Nobody. Nature is something you doesn't have control of. You could take how much birth control you want. If you wish to make a child, you could say what you want to say, it's going to come. And right now you will hear it killing you or it causing some kind of effect inside of you. We cannot stop humans with their hormones. We only could think about it. It has happened. Children do experiment. That's why we're reaching how we is here now. We're going to have babies. We're going to see these things happening. We have to deal with our home, our children. You cannot stop it. Help Trinidad. Stand up. Help. They're dying. They're crying for help. And all we do is sit down and complain and see which one of them will get empowered to thief more while we suffer. We pray for them to thief more and rejoicing and finding reason why they're supposed to thief more. You thief, he thief too. So that gives you right to stay with he. No, he black, he said, that's why I stay with he. And the bottom line is that is nonsense and the two of us suffering. Where is that? That don't make no sense. Everybody deserves better. Our children have no right to be the way and the place they are today. We have no right being here. It have countries don't have the resources like we do. And sometimes it's got to travel to know. Little places like St. Vincent, little places like these don't have the resources that we do. And they are doing good, well, great.
Yeah.
You will go and see a person who you will consider poor in a nice big concrete house and land. And he working a normal job. And you want to know about what the hell? And we don't have oil. These people naturally think we are millionaires once we land in the country. They couldn't believe it have poor people here. And going through worse than them. Because they have no resources and they living good. And we have all and we not living good. And we finding reason to excuse our government that bring us to this. And satisfy with this and consider this is what we should accept as a people for years. Stop it. We're not taking that no more. Tell them back up, we go in. If they don't want to back up, we go on. We as PP, come out, stop this nonsense, stop the racial thing. People, they don't get us nowhere. I'm a Kalalu, I don't know where to go. The whole place, we have love in our heart. Let us stick with one another. Let me look for somebody who will give us what we want. We absent faith, we get all what we want. Let me work on that and make a change. It always have better in life. Don't think negative at all. Always believe you must get better.
That's right.
Always think positive. As I was saying with the youths. Sorry, I stray a little. Sorry. And I started to take them by me. And whatever I have, I didn't have much. I don't know rich person I catch on my royal too. But these is babies, and if I could cook a plate of food and comb the hair and see what them, because I love girl children and I know it's girls, and bathe them until I didn't have to tell them do that. They come in and they walk in with all of them, everybody until I went to see where they were living. And you could have barely see the ground because it's closed. They living in an old house below the gallery room, but there's not no current, no stove. It's children, seeing about children. We don't know. You just say, why you don't complain? Why you didn't make a report? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? At the point in time, your mind not even going there. Because you don't know certain things. You just glad you get to help. You don't know. They have family. You have to help. We have to help. And they are big women now.
Yeah. Well, again, Trinidad and Tobago, you're hearing, there's all kinds of talk out there talking about racism and all sorts of madness. But when you sit down and look at the reality of it, the PNM is racist, the UNC is racist. Because if you are talking about them catering to a demographic or a race of people on an island, who is more racist than that if that's the case? We are looking at a political vehicle right now that is acceptance towards everyone, every creed and race on the island. There's no level of segregation here whatsoever. And if people want to talk about the black community is the ones that's suffering the most, well, guess what? With a PP government, they would be one of the greatest beneficiaries of what we are trying to do. The most. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the logic of my fellow citizen, because it's as if they strive on personality, and it's not about personality. Get the job done. That's what we want. That's why we're here. Look, none of this would have been in existence. PP would not have been in existence had the government of the day or the opposition. This is it. This is it.
Making sure that everybody is not coming and hand somebody money, making sure you put things in place that when children come out of school, they have jobs, people progressing, business booming, and bringing in the economy. Things nice, the man on the ground can find you even study because less guns in the country, and you're not running up to no guns. You could have cuffed down a man, that is what it was. It's not to say I'm bringing on violence, but a long time it didn't have this.
They are talking more and more every day. More guns, more guns, more guns. And up to now, nobody secured the borders. But you're going and vote PNM again. Right? You're gonna vote UNC again. Because they were in tenure for 5 years. The borders wasn't secured. We still have drugs coming through in the container loads. So I mean, it's like, where are we going to draw the line for sense versus nonsense? You want to make a big deal and take the narrative towards Philip and what he said, what he did, and how, you know, all of this garbage. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense that is the topic of discussion nationally that we would like to have, versus wondering who's spending what, who's hemorrhaging what, why things aren't working, why things are the way it is, why can't we simply have better? Why can't the bloody conversation be there? Why can't we discuss the mechanisms in how are we to fix our issues on a national level? How is it you're talking the opposition? Well, in my mind, I don't feel we have an opposition.
We don't.
Because, you know, the opposition's job is to scrutinize what the government of the day is doing and answer for the people.
And they're more supposed to be more active by now. Standing up, we against this, we're not hearing the people on the ground. We stand up, nobody not talking about constituency. We're not hearing nobody saying, well, we finally did this in this constituency, nothing. We come, you get power, how much? Schools? What's going on with the schools now? You're closing on one school to open our next school. You're watching, the country is watching their money waste. It have homes. Why it is our government, when you start to take the people money to build a home, a housing scheme, why when you come out, even though you ain't finish it, the other one will come in, continue finishing it and distribute it to the people? What's so hard in doing that? Why leave our money to waste? Even though you don't want to fix it, do they know it have people willing to go in and fix it themselves? They get a start. What's so hard in helping? Why is it so hard to help the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago when it have the money there to make sure they benefit out of it?
Because there's going to be less money for them to be corrupted on, put in the pocket, put under the table, pay off this one. Listen, that's just the name of the game. That is the name of the game, and that's the game that needs to stop Trinidad and Tobago, because it's our heritage, it's our wealth that's being squandered by a handful of people in the country that you know, they're the ones eating caviar and having champagne and traveling on and flying on private jets and just living the life, while you're talking about over 1.3 million people is in a state of chaos, basically. I mean, we're living as prisoners in our own home. We have to lock ourselves up. We can't walk down the road with jewelry. I mean, I mean, when is it going to end? All the things that we talk about, is over a year the PP is in existence. Over a year Philip has been putting the world of information in the public space. In fact, for that year, and the information that Philip Edward Alexander has put into the public space outweighs all the information the public has ever gotten from day one of our independence to present day by anybody else. And that is the reality that we are truly living in. And it's why we have to thank a man like Mr. Alexander. It's why that I'm here. It's why all the Peppers and all the people that are supporting this cause is here. We are not here to try to pitch marble with Mr. Alexander. We don't want him to skin teeth and laugh. We want him to be the pitbull that he is. We want him to bring the message out for people to hear, because no matter how much the message coming out, people want to still run back to personality. It's all about personality. He's not prime ministerial, and he's not this, and he's not that. But hold on. You find Rowley, Prime Minister Rowley is prime ministerial, really, when he's talking about grooming and all these other things, and cat and really that is prime ministerial. So is it that Philip needs to speak his lingo in a more prime ministerial fashion? Is that what we're looking for? I mean, Trinidad and Tobago, look,
Really?
watch me. When the robber jump in through your window to either rape your family or rob you or kill you or take away what you have worked and go through your blood, sweat and tears for your family, you ain't going to be asking about Mr. Alexander's personality at that time, you know. You're not going to be asking about who's doing what from who's not doing what. You'll be concerned about your family and what's happening there. And guess what? We are in a position to bring that change, real bloody change to the nation, man. And we need you guys to wake up. We need you to understand. Come down to Stanmore Avenue, 19 Stanmore Avenue, 12 noon. Every Saturday, make it happen. Come and hear, come and know, come and meet, come and see for yourself. This is not no closed door business. People talking about who's the financiers and who's this, that, and the other. It's the people. The people is the financiers. It's they who pushing this party forward. Real organic party, real. You don't have to pay nobody. All the meetings we have not had a reason to give a man $1 to say, come and stand up in that party to make up numbers. Never. The people who are there, people who are truly concerned as citizens. And again, 2017, 13 meetings we've had across the country, and some numbers were nice, some numbers weren't nice, but the point is that there were always new people there being aware and being exposed to the information that is putting into the public space. And that is what we need to do, is educate the population. Forget about all this bacchanal and nonsense that we're dealing with, because real lives are being hurt, man. We can bring change. We can have the first world country we're trying to run to, America and Canada and England and all these bloody places. We can have it right here, and 10 times better than what garbage they have out there calling a first world country. And yet we still insist on being ignorant and want to run down PNM for black people and run down UNC for Indian people. That making any bloody sense? Colonialism is over Trinidad and Tobago. It's done. Slavery is finished. The oppressors are gone. We have control of this nation. The resources is ours. Why the hell are we not taking that responsibility upon ourselves and ensuring the legacy of our children and our nation for the next 100 years is secured? Why the ass are we not doing that? Oh my goodness, excuse the French, but you know, again, passion. We are angry. Peppers are angry because we cannot stand for the garbage that is going on in this country being called governance. It is ridiculous, and these people are people who say that they're educated, they can make things right. They've had the opportunity to make things right, and yet we are still not right. We're still dealing with all the madness we're dealing with. People are still suffering, children are still hungry, single parent home, no health care, no security, education going to shift. I mean, really and truly, Trinidad and Tobago, how much more of this do we need to get to Venezuela? Is that where we need to go? Do we need to become like Haiti? That's where a natural disaster happens right now. We are nowhere prepared to deal with it on a national level. Look at Tobago. That is just a sea bridge. It's just a sea bridge. And look at the chaos that's happening on the ground there. Look at the people that are suffering. Look at the business closing down. And yet we can still stand up here and talk about we jamming so. Oh, Dios mío. Anyway. Look. Trinidad, we run out of time as usual. You know, we don't have enough time to really.
It's really passionate and really hurts.
It hurts. That's right. It really hurts.
It hurt me so much. I will boast about it right through. It's 9 years I don't watch news and TV, so I just, it's little bitches I will hear going on in the country because I believe it could take away a little certain amount of stress off yourself. But like everything come back. Because again, with social media started come like a TV. Thanks to Mr. Philip. So, it's hard to know all your life you're going through this, Trinidad. We need to wake up and stand up, and this could never change if we don't really want change. If you don't want better, stay how it is. Right. Accept this. If you don't want better, accept what you've been accepting that make us reach to this. If you want better, you have to move away and make that change. And PP giving you everything that you need, where the man on the ground will benefit finally. Stand up. Stop watch face. This is not what it is about no more. Because we take all the nice good looking ones, the ones we say that speak very sophisticated to us and prime ministerial, and look what they did to us. So it probably we get it the opposite. Remember, not everybody get everything that they want in life. You will get the package, but you probably will get everything. So probably we want everything that Mr. Philip is giving us, the PP, but we may not like the person bringing it, but I rather the person who bringing it come and give me it, my country running nice, and you're not looking to right. I rather that, because these people who are considered looking right, and the country ain't running right.
Yes. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time. As usual, time has just flown. Don't forget the next meeting is supposed to take place in April. We will update you on that. Just check out the Facebook page. Check also, if you have to email us at peptrinbago@gmail.com. Our hotline is 347-4PEP, which is 347-4737. That's the number right there. So don't forget as well the noon meeting at 19 Stanmore Avenue coming this Saturday. Be there, come down, have your say, hear what's going on, anything you want to scrutinize, make it happen in Trinidad and Tobago. This is for you, man. This is for our nation. This is real. Anyway, my name is Anthony Dufour. It was a pleasure to be your host tonight on the Frontline. And we may have some news, as well as I thank very much Keitha. You see, it's English business going on here, you know, because we had a whole discussion about that before we even started. But anyway,
thanks very much for having me in.
Yeah,
thanks, PP. Thanks, Trinidad and Tobago. Just know it have good people out here still. Are standing up at all here. It's long time for people stand up. Grown man stand up, we know better.
Yes, and Satish, thank you so much. Big up on the cups. PP Cups, Trinidad and Tobago. Look out for it. Anyway, TNT, have a good night.
Good night, Trinidad.